Yesterday evening, my buddy stopped by to feed the cows, and he threw the hay out for us, but no cows were there. Now I'm leasing 100 and I think it's 137 acres, almost 140 acres. It's beautiful, but we have a draw that comes through here. Got this big mountain ridge that comes along here, and it comes down into this field, and all of this land up around us. Anyhow, there's a trail that runs right down through here all the way down to the river, and we feed them and water them over there. They get their mineral block over there, and it's a front 10 acres that actually belongs to another gentleman who said we could use it. The problem is the back fence is horrible. Actually, the whole fence is horrible. It's falling apart. We thought it was going to be more than tight enough for to hold these large beasts in, but it turns out we have one that just loves to make holes in fencing if she's able to. And I have a feeling she's back here, but I don't know where she is. And so, but I just thought I'd show you. It's a beautiful place. And there's just so much back here. I thought I saw two light-colored cows walking right over this edge here earlier, but I couldn't tell if it was cattle or deer. It was such a brief moment that I saw their backs. It was really light-colored, looked almost white, and we have a white and we have a beige-colored cow. It looks small for cows right when I saw it, but who knows? I don't know. Don't know where they are. They've become escape artists, and this is actually where we leased this for them to come back here and graze on, but we were just hoping to give it several months of good growth before we let them back here. But they may be back here for the season. I don't know, because I don't have the time or the money to redo some other guy's fence that we have, you know, that was falling apart to begin with, and we don't have any stake on it in the future. So we've been just trying to get them through the winter into spring, and then we were going to turn them loose back here. But it's starting to look like they turned themselves loose back here, and you can see it's starting to get green around here. There's a lot of this mullein that grows back here. Stuff's pretty good for you. It's got a lot of medicinal use, and there's a bunch of it on this property. But it would be nice to at least put eyes on the cows. Don't know where they are. Look at that tree. What an amazing tree. Let's see if I can zoom in. That tree is corkscrewed. That's a big tree, by the way. That thing is probably, that base is at least 24 inches, maybe bigger. That's a big old tree to be corkscrewed for 30 feet. Well, here's a close-up of that tree I was telling you about, showing you earlier. That is a big, big, big tree. That's a big old tree. Anyhow, just thought I'd show it to you. Oh well. Alrighty. Well, just another fun day looking for the cows. I got a lot of studying I need to do today, so I don't know how long I'm gonna be out here. I gotta find them though. At least put eyes on them. Who knows, they may be back at the front eating on that hay. I need to go up there, I guess, and check it out. Let's zoom back out. Yeah. Come on, cows! Usually, when I come back here, they're right up in here. But I haven't seen one yet back there. So they may have come all the way around and just trying to see if I see any tracks or manure. I don't see anything back here. They may be back up front. I just pray they're still in the fenced area. within this area and not running down somebody else's property down the river we don't know about. So it's the joys of having cattle in this kind of country with poor fencing. You know, out here we're just leasing whatever land we can and trying to make the best of it. Hey, there's a bunch of deer. How about that? Yeah, now if we can find our cows. I'm out here still looking. It's been a few hours since I first videoed. Went and picked up my son. Had to get a car battery for my wife's car and bring it to town. But we're looking everywhere. And here's the valley around us. I know there's a lot of sunlight. I can't tell what you can see. But we lease all this inside this area here. Boy, there are deer everywhere. Saw a lot of elk manure earlier, but getting a little concerned. Our cows aren't near the front. They haven't been messing with the hay like they have been when they get out. They usually get out and go bust down the gate into the barn for the hay, and we've been fixing that every day, but this time it seems like they've disappeared. And we haven't heard any calls. We've got people around here that have our number if they see them out, and nobody's seen them. I'm just praying nobody came down, lured them into a trailer, and took off with them. It is a possibility. Has happened in the past. Not to us, but it happens. Yeah. You see them? Well, my son thinks he might see one of them. Anyhow, hopefully we'll see him. Either way, I'm having a wonderful time with my son. It's a beautiful day. Yesterday I posted a video on having spring fever, and again today's gorgeous, mid-40s, sunshine, a few clouds here and there. But I was looking and they said that starting tomorrow, the rest of the week, we're supposed to be getting snow. Shouldn't stick, it's still supposed to be up in the 40s every day. So I'm really not expecting a lot of snow, but it's every day. It's saying we have a chance, probably more rain. There's the mill I used to work at, right down here. There's the shipping yard and raw materials. Anyhow, I was a grader there. Sometimes I miss it, you know, when you get good at a job, even though it becomes mundane and sometimes you hate it, you miss being really good at a job that where you're counted on, and I enjoyed that. I worked nights there. That was the hard part. Getting off at 2 a.m., going to bed at 5 or 6. Not a way to live your life. Anyhow, alrighty. Well, hopefully we'll find them and we'll have some good news for you here in a little bit. Well, we found the cows this morning. I got a phone call from a friend, said she saw them on the highway this morning on her way to work, and so I got out here, and we got a call last night saying they were on our neighbor's property, and fortunately I know the neighbor's daughter and son-in-law, and gave them a call, and they said, man, how'd they get over there? But it turns out there's a piece of our fence right here that's down. It's underneath a lot of brush, and we didn't even notice it was down. And they came out through here, came all the way down here, and the highway's right over here, and then they walked up around this corner over here. And blessed be the Father above, there was a Texas gate, you know, just a wire gate that you can pop off the top and open it up. And I got them to walk right through. Now we're gonna fix this gate, this fence up, and hopefully we won't have this problem again, because we're getting really tired of escaped cows. Every back part's really good fence, but we can't get back there. They don't have their water. Even the guy we're leasing from knows we're going to put them up here for water, and he said the fences were all good. And I noticed pretty quick that this fence right here was not. But I thought 8 foot of blackberry brush, solid, thick, growing all over it, might keep them in. Not these Scottish Highlanders. They just ran right over the top of it. they are still pretty wild, you know. For a domesticated cow, they have a lot more wild in them than say a Black Angus or a Hereford. So anyhow, praise God we got them back. Now it's time to fix fence. Here's the fence line we think they're getting out of, and you can see we've been cutting this back, and there's field fencing down here, and there's a strand of barbed wire that goes along the top. It's busted right here, but it goes all the way to the front there, and it's going to be really interesting to see if we're going to be able to cut all this dead brush away. It's blackberry vines is what it is, and pick up this fence and revive it. It's probably 100 yards or a little more. We got the cows back up in here, and we're hoping that while we were gone getting tools and equipment and stuff, this gate was open right here, and we're hoping they didn't just run right back out. We're hoping they ran up into the hills somewhere, because we're not finding them again. These Scottish Highlanders have got enough wild in them that they like to go rogue, and I don't like that, but they are good cows. I like them for the most part. They're fairly docile, but my goodness, when they find greener grass on the other side, they love to push through and go after it. So anyhow, let's see how it goes. I got to get some more equipment, but we're driving around the property looking, and there they are. They're inside the fence. They're on the back side, a place that's a little bit difficult for us to see, but praise God, they're in the pasture that we are leasing. They're not running down the highway or in the neighbor's place. Oh, it's been a long 2 days. Yesterday, my older son and I, we walked, not the whole perimeter, but we walked a great deal of it. We probably walked a total of 3, maybe even 4 miles yesterday, and I walked another bit today. Tell you what, when you get old, you realize, I used to always think, man, if I can just make it uphill, everything else is downhill. Well, now I actually go uphill fairly well, but downhill, it really kills my knee after I've done it for a while. Guess it's arthritis, not sure. Anyhow, well, hope y'all enjoyed watching my frustration. You guys have a wonderful day. I'm getting ready to pull out of here. If you enjoyed it, if you learned something, I hope so. We're learning. Make sure your fences are as good as you can get them. Up here, it's really hard to get good fencing. There's so much in the way of valleys, you know, peaks and valleys and hips and whatever you want to call them all. It's very difficult to get the fencing in, and there's a lot of rock underneath the soil, not very deep, and so it's hard to drive posts and get them to stick. And then this fence line, it was taken over years ago with blackberry brush, and it has just been completely overtaken and was laying flat on the ground. We got it somewhat propped up now, but we're gonna try to get some wedge locks and new T-posts. About 4 of them ought to do it, and see if we can't drive the T-post up behind them and get them secured. If we're able to find those here, or whenever we do it, I'll videotape it and show you what they're like. They're really cool. Wish they'd have had those years and years ago. Whenever they may have, and I just didn't know about them, but wish I would have known about them years ago when I was doing a lot of fence building down south. It would have helped secure. You can build corners real easy with them, stuff like that. So, all right, well, this is what we ended up doing. We came through here, and this is temporary. We're hoping to this in the next few days. We got to get the wedge locks and the T-post. We got to find wedge locks. We may have to order them online. But we cut all the downhill side off this brush. This whole fence through here was laying down on the ground, and it's quite heavy. Quite heavy, but we managed to pick it up and prop it up. Now that's not going to be enough to keep these cows out, or in, I should say. They can step right on that, and in fact, if they stepped on it, I would hope that they would step on it and knock it down, because if they step on it and it doesn't get knocked down, they're liable to get all twisted up in it, and it'll be a real mess. But so far they haven't come out. We opened up the gate so they can go back up into this back area over here, and they come up here, they eat on their hay, and then they go back there, and we got water up here. In fact, I'm out here to feeding right now, and they haven't eaten most of their hay from yesterday. Right here you can see there's the line that we propped up, and it comes right into here, and there's the fence is actually partially buried all along here. We got this top wire propped up for now, and we're hoping that this is enough to at least keep them out. But when they did this road work through here, this is a road, I know it doesn't look like it now, they pushed this pile of dirt right here and just put it right on top of the fence. And I don't even see the fence right here. There it is. There's the fence right there, and it goes under here. So quite the mess. We're not gonna get this fence pulled back up, but maybe we can get this propped up over here and run a couple of extra, maybe put an extra post in here and run a couple of extra tight pieces of barbed wire through here to keep them in. But anyhow, that's where we are. As far as I know, the cows are still in. I don't see them out. I got to go look for them again, but they've been going down the road and back up in here. There's a lot of old grass for them to eat on. We saw them yesterday up here, and they were all laying around. That's always a good sign. You see your livestock laying there just chewing on their cud, it means they're not starving. It means they're not out having to hustle and look for food. It means they are satisfied with what they got. So I'm gonna put some extra bales of hay out. We have our the way we do it, you know, for our Sabbath, for our, you know, Saturday is what we call the Sabbath, and we try to rest in every way we can. And this property, we don't live on it, we don't live near it. Well, it's about 15-18 minute drive from me, and about 25-30 minutes from my other friend that helps out with this. And so what we do is we try to throw out at least 2 days worth of food, maybe a little bit more, so that the cows are satisfied. They're not going to go hungry, and we don't need to come out that day to feed them. And it's really nice. I enjoy having that day where I don't have to worry about them. And I've even, in the past, when we had real bad snowstorms and it was really icy and it was real dangerous getting up and down our hill, I did that, you know, a couple of days, I did it on a Friday. I fed them out double. Then I came back Sunday and I fed them out double, so I didn't have to come back to town on Monday. And then I came in on Tuesday and things melted off and I was able to do it just fine. But anyhow, gonna go look for them, praying they're still in, not out running around gallivanting. I don't think they're out. Doesn't look like they're out. I don't see any fresh tracks anywhere. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. Sometimes, I mean, if you don't have proper facilities, livestock can be a pain. It's just all there is to it. Without proper fencing, without the things that help out in maintaining and holding on to your livestock, it's just a pain in the butt. You know, we did goats years ago, and we had a barn for them. Well, we had the idea that, hey, we've got several thousand acres around us that's open. They can eat anywhere they want. and we fenced off our garden. Well, all the goats did was circle our garden until they found holes, and they ate our garden down more than once. Got rid of the goats. One time we bought 500 chicks. I had the material and I was ready to build the new house for 500 chickens, hens. And due to weather, due to work, due to a whole bunch of other things, I ended up getting pushed off. I had to push it off over and over and over again. And we lost a lot of our chicks. And when we finally got them moved in there, we didn't have it quite set up right, but we had to hurry up and move them in. And because I didn't have it set up right when I moved them in, they all crowded to one corner and suffocated almost half of them. Those kind of losses really hurt, and they're big learning experiences. And hopefully y'all can learn from my experiences. There's a lot of failure in my homesteading life, but I learned from it, and things get a little bit better each time. So anyhow, this is where we are right now. We got a lease on 100 and something acres back here. It's a fairly good deal. We got one really bad fenced area here that we found. And we're praying that the cows don't find other ones. We've walked part of the property. Some of it's very, very difficult to get to, and haven't looked at them, but we'll figure it out. Anyhow, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Please upvote and comment, re-steam, and follow if you're not following already. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. And you have yourselves a wonderful day.